Hey my friend, welcome back to a new video. There is no question that you can get exactly what you want in life. But most people try it in a wrong way. There's a vibrational hack we can use and most people are not using it correctly. The thing is that when you stop feeling sad about not having what you want and start feeling excited for it to come, something changes within you. And if we do it correctly, what changes, we open our mind and our brain goes from beta frequency into an alpha brainwave frequency where we become creative. And in that creative state, brain starts searching for potential opportunities, options and solutions that can bring us to where we want to be. And that is the hack that most people are not using. I call it a creative transformation. I'm using it in my life when I'm dealing with something that is not going as planned, or I don't know what to do in certain situation. I calm my body down. I use meditation as a tool for that. And how I'm meditating, I sit down, I put some gentle music in my ears, and I slow down my breathing. I relax my tongue, because when we relax our tongues, it gives a signal to the vagus nerve that you're relaxed, that you're in a state of rejuvenation, and therefore your body will relax. And in that state, I place my attention to a certain specific thing, like a black spot in my mind's eye or a white spot or whatever you prefer. And I just stay aware of that certain spot for a few moments. Usually I set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. And when I get into a certain inner state where I feel completely relaxed, completely calm, I think about a certain problem, whatever I'm facing with in my life. And in that state, I start receiving creative ideas. That's where our imagination will become more active. We open the channel for our imagination and we start receiving potential ideas. Maybe at the beginning, for those who are not so used to that kind of an inner work, it may not happen immediately, but if you're consistent with that practice, you will become better at it. If you're doing it in the middle of the day, it will work best, because usually in the middle of the day we are a bit tired from everything, so our analytical mind is not so active anymore, and that is, to me, it's a perfect time to go within and just unplug myself from all the daily action. And it feels really great because we slow down. It's like pressing a pause button for our lives and we in tune within ourselves. It also works well if you're doing it in the morning or at the end of the day, but make sure that you stay consistent to it, because you're like preparing your body for the inner work. You're like training yourself to do that inner work, to know yourself better and to gain a better relationship with your own imagination, which is the most powerful tool that you have. So what happens when we in tune ourselves with creative ideas that are like potential solutions, options, and opportunities that can help us to overcome or change certain situation? We get excited for it. We get excited because we know that it will bring us closer to the wanting outcome. But at the same time, you know, when excitement for that dream, for that vision happens, we create much stronger energy within our bodies. We become much stronger magnet for it. So usually people start experiencing synchronicities, like tiny coincidences start happening, and we start meeting small signs that give us reassurance that we are doing the change in our field. Something is changing. So keep staying excited for what's to come. And what I do that helps me to stay excited for what's to come. Well, I do what I do every single day. I do what I love to do. I'm painting, I'm creating, I'm making these videos because I'm passionate about it, because I love to help people, to share what helped me on my journey. I love sports. I'm working out. I'm outside on my bike. I love being in nature. I'm doing those things. I take care of my responsibilities. If there's something that is really, really hard or boring, but I know that I need to do, I will make sure that I will do it at the beginning of my day, because that's the time when I have the most of my productive energy for the hard things. So I take care of that. I'm training myself to not procrastinate on the things that are unpleasant, because we all have those unpleasant things that we need to take care of. So I take care of that, and this gives me a feeling of confidence because I do what I say that I will do. So my confidence rises and I feel better about myself. I take care of my nutrition. I'm taking my supplements, whatever I need the most. And I'm spending a lot of time outside under the sun. Those are the things that help me to stay on higher energy and to stay excited for what's to come. But of course, we all fall here and there into the state of a worry of, like, what if that thing will not happen? I remember at the beginning of my journey when I started painting and I had no financial income and I wanted to make that dream possible. I had the only dream. I want to make a living as an artist so I can keep up doing what I love to do. And that was my only dream back at that time. And because I had that dream and the problem was money, I was constantly reading about business, about how to make different streams of income, how money works, how system works, how taxes works. I was reading a lot about it. I was educating and wiring my brain about money, about finances. So I was able to understand that, because often when we don't have a certain understanding about how something works, even if we get money, we spend it because we don't know that we should rather invest it into something that can help us to make what we want possible. And usually it's because of our emotions. We get happy and excited for receiving that certain amount of money, and then out of emotional excitement we spend it for something that's maybe not on the main priority list. But when we have a better understanding of our inner system, of how everything works, like how we will feel when we get a certain amount of money, and if you're journaling, you can journal about what will you do when you get that money. You will then create that better understanding around what's important when you get it, so you will not spend it for something stupid or something that's not on the main priority. You will also get a better understanding of how your emotional system works. If you're a more sensitive person, it means that you sense everything more vividly, more strongly, which means that also happiness and excitement may be stronger. When something good happens to you, you feel more intense emotions than anybody else, and because of that you may do more impulsive things, right? You may take more impulsive actions, and for that it's required a certain level of self-awareness, so you understand why you do certain things certain way. And that's what helped me so much when I was reading certain books about business, because I've noticed that I'm not the only one functioning that way. Many people needed to go through many dark moments to learn how not to do things impulsively, for example, or how to find more potential financial opportunities. You see, if we are not financially educated, I'm talking about money right now as an example, it's same for everything else. If we're not, for example, financially educated, we may be looking at financial possibilities only the way that how it was presented to us. Like, for example, when I went into art, the first potential idea was to sell my original paintings. That was the only potential idea for making money. But when I've started studying how other artists are doing, I've noticed some artists are making prints of their art. Some artists started coaching other people. Some artists made coaching programs, so they're selling like online programs. Some people became teachers. Some people are doing more things at once, like making products out of art, selling original art, teaching people how to create art, teaching people how to sell art. And I've noticed, well, there's so many different options, and I just need to find what vibes with me. What are the options that vibe with me? And that helped me to stay excited for what's to come, to stay in that energy of excitement. Yes, that's what I need to focus on. So I've studied what other people did back at that time, and I've chosen then what options were vibing with me, what options were on vibrational level that matched with my vibrational level of my needs, of my wants, of my dreams. That helped me to stay excited, and oh, it's so powerful. So if it is for you hard to be excited for something that you want, there are two different reasons. One is that what you want is not what you really want. Like you've been influenced by somebody, like you want that car because it looks cool. But what you truly want is something completely else. And the other one is that you are not looking for solutions. You just want it, but you don't do anything to get closer to it. The thing is that when we truly want something badly, we will say to ourselves, well, there's no other way, I must have it, I must experience that life. And when we say that something is a must, we also know that we can do it. We also know that there is a way to get there. So if it's not the main priority, most probably we will fall into our familiar patterns, and those are the patterns of lack, the patterns of being stuck, being lost, not being driven by an idea or a dream, but rather fall into some old programs that came from our parents, our environment, whatever we've been through, the conditioning, and we may fall for that. But I'm always reminding you, there's an inner voice, an inner calling, something that is waking you up to a greater dream, that is your dream, your purpose, your mission. But only if you in tune with it, you will know what it is about. And consistent practice of in tuning with yourself will help you to know yourself better, and that will lead you to self-knowledge, something that ancient Greek philosophers were living by. The importance of self-knowledge. Nobody can teach you who you are. Only you can understand it. Only you can know yourself better every single moment. And once you know yourself better, you will know what you need, what are your unique needs, what are your unique wants, unique desires, and how you want to serve, how you want to help others, how you want to provide to people around you the value, the wisdom that you've gained through your life. And sometimes we find ourselves at certain moments or phases in our lives where we don't feel like we want to serve. Those are the phases of learning. So at that phase, we usually want to learn from others. So we need to put ourselves into a position where we can learn from others, like connecting with people who are on the level where we want to be, finding mentors, finding coaches, or finding a job where maybe your boss is at the position where you want to be. That helped me in the past. I had my dream job a few years ago where I was doing something where I was admiring my boss because he was taking care of that huge company, and I loved how he was taking care of his employees, and I just admired that guy. And it helped me later in life when I've opened my own company. I've noticed, well, I've learned so much back at that time. So you see, we're in different phases. Life is all about cycles, phases, and rhythms. And if we are able to understand in what cycle we are, if it feels like you don't really know what you want, you're in the phase where you're learning. You're getting to know yourself better, to recognize how you want to live your life. If you're in the phase where you already know how you want to live your life or what you want, but you don't know how to get there, you're in the phase where you're learning from others, studying other people. This is the phase where you maybe find coaches or mentors, or just study people from books, from podcasts, from videos, from wherever, where you study people who are already doing what you want to do and see what vibes with you, see what kind of ideas vibes with you, and write them down and apply them and see how you feel about it. And if you're in the phase where you're already doing all of that and you haven't manifested the things you want, but you feel excited for them, you're in the phase where you're moving through a massive vibrational shift. This is the phase where we're letting go of old concepts and beliefs, and we're slowly becoming that version of ourselves that we need to be in order to manifest and experience that reality we are intending to experience. This is the phase where we usually still don't have what we want, but we have a deep feeling that it's coming, it's on our way, and it will soon happen. And this is the phase that usually is the most transforming. And usually when things start happening, they start happening really, really fast. And they come like one thing after another, and sometimes it may be overwhelming because so many things may happen at once. So we need to stay grounded. And at the same time, we need to stay aware of what's that main priority, a mission, a purpose, whatever it is, so you don't get lost in receiving all those great blessings, but rather stay driven by a mission. So my friends, I hope you found something valuable today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. This is how to get anything you want and staying true to yourself, right? This is it. Have a beautiful day. Thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. I Draw My Passion. I truly appreciate you. Till next time, one love.